A belly itcher. Hello everyone, it's Charlton, and please subscribe to my channel, tap that notification bell, and like this video. It does help me keep making videos, and I would appreciate it majorly. Alright, so there was a massive raid yesterday at a business in North Texas called CVE Technology. Immigration said it was the largest raid in the last 10 years. They arrested 280 people, allegedly here working here illegally or didn't have proper working documents. CVE Technology, they make, it's a huge company, or big company with 2,100 employees. I believe there was 900 employees that worked at this particular branch, which actually was the corporate headquarters and had recently been moved to this location, Allen, Texas, which is there. They also have a division in Plano, which isn't far away. It's only like 13 miles or something like that, or a 13-minute drive. Both of them are outside of Dallas. In their corporate headquarters, I think the company began in Riverdale, Texas, or not Texas. Riverdale, New Jersey. By the owner, Howard Cho, I believe, who began the business and is now run by his son, Edward Cho. So, and this is Riverdale, New Jersey. It's it's North Jersey. It's outside like New York, Long Island, that area. So, but like I said, 280 people were detained, arrested. Allegedly working there illegally. The company basically repairs technology products, primarily cell phones, but a variety of products, and more or less just rebuilding them and refurbish them for resale, I suppose. So, yeah, it's quite remarkable. I think they had received a number of tips. They did an audit on the business, I think back in January, of all their I-9 forms, which is the forms that are required to basically validate that a person here is here legally to work, whether they have the proper visas and etc. The working permits and so on, proper identification, and so many irregularities were turned up in that audit, and so which led to this raid. Of the 280 people that were arrested, many of them were interviewed to determine whether or not there was there's some kind of humanitarian crisis going on, or a situation where you have a parent who's caring for children. In which case, I think those people were allowed to leave and go home, and as long as they promised to reappear in court, etc. In fact, there's people in reports who that was the situation for. So, it's definitely it caught me by surprise, just the numbers of it, and I don't know. I mean, it's definitely this is a big issue for Trump, obviously, huge, and he's not messing around. He really isn't. So when he says he means it, he kind of does mean it. That's just a general sort of broad statement. So ICE arrests 280 workers in Allen in largest workplace immigration raid in a decade. What's next for the ICE? For the arrested employees, ICE staff will interview the Allen workers and make note of humanitarian situations such as medical needs, or if a worker is the sole caretaker of another person, such as a child. Officials said based on those interviews, ICE will decide who remains in immediate custody and who can be considered for temporary humanitarian release. Either way, ICE says all workers who are illegal will be fingerprinted and processed for removal from the United States. Family members of workers arrested in the raid may call a 24-hour toll-free detainee locator hotline, 1-888-351-4024. It was chaos at the facility. Here's the arrest taking place. Now, that's one video right here.
When agents audited the company's I-9 forms. Those are used to determine whether someone is eligible to work in the U.S. That led to today, with more than 200 officers serving a search warrant at CVE headquarters.
We cannot execute a search warrant for records
So, I mean, in these reports, they're determining whether or not managers will face criminal charges, and it says frightened relatives of the near 300 arrested rushed to the facility after the word of the operation spread. Anel Perez, the daughter of a worker who had been detained, said, "It's not fair, it's really sad, and it makes a lot of people really angry and frustrated." Berger, meanwhile, said she was unable to discuss the details of the ongoing probe, but that the numbers of the administrative arrests we made today hint at the significant scope of the investigation. Administrative arrests. I guess that means people who actually, are administrators and don't necessarily work in the plant. In the refabrication or refurbishment process, as like laborers. I said all those detained would be interviewed to record any medical sole caregiver and other humanitarian situations. So, it's just kind of wide-reaching into the business. It's pretty crazy. So, out of 900 employees, 280 were arrested. That's a pretty significant. That's a third of the workforce at that facility. 2,100 for the entire company. It's obviously a very sizable company, and they must have pretty significant revenues and so forth. I mean, I was just checking out their website, and these are their 3 locations, which for a company of that size, a technology company, I understand it's basically just refurbishing technology products, primarily cell phones, like I said. The website definitely seemed a little on the low end side for a company of that size. I mean, it's not like low end, but it just seems a little outdated. So, but I did also notice in the careers section, it literally says there are no current job openings. I mean, it's just is what it is. So, it continues in this report here. What was it like inside inside CVE during the raid? Employees who worked at the company with legal immigration papers were given green wristbands to wear. One of those workers was Matthew Varughese, who says he repairs cell phones at CVE. He said when agents arrived, some employees started running. Agents instructed workers to group together by their immigration status. By then, the reactions from employees were mixed: standing, no talking, ladies crying. He said he estimates that about 60% of CVE Technology employees are women. One woman was in the building applying for a job at the same time that ICE agents arrived. She said there were hundreds of people inside. Demonstrations gathered outside the facility. This is a bus of people, So the third largest employer in Allen, CVE has 2,100 employees, making it the third largest employer in Allen, and after Allen ISD in the retail development, the Village at Allen and the Village at Fairview, according to Allen Economic Development Corporation website. CVE already had an office in Plano when it moved its headquarters from New Jersey to Allen in 2014. The company was founded by Howard Cho in 1986 and is now headed by his son Edward Cho. 2014, Samsung accounted for 75% of the company's business, but CVE planned to reduce that significantly as they expanded, according to North Jersey Media Group. It's pretty amazing, man. Definitely. So that is the story there. The raid was a part of an ongoing investigation into complaints that the company may have knowingly hired people who are in the U.S. without authorization, and that many of the workers were using fraudulent identification papers. CVE Group, Inc. is a New Jersey-based company that refurbishes and repairs consumer tech products and has a national has a national receiving center in North Texas. The company could not immediately be reached for comment. Our focus is on the criminal investigation. Katrina Berger, a special agent in charge of for ICE's Homeland Security investigations in Dallas. As far as immigration-related arrests, this is the largest ICE worksite operation at one site in 10 years. Relatives of workers came to the facility after word of the operation spread. Berger said that authorities were still vetting information and she did not have the nationalities, ages, or any criminal backgrounds of those taken into custody. I said that search warrants were executed at CVE Technology Group and four of CVE's staffing companies. Berger said that federal law requires all employers verify that workers are in the country legally with an I-9 form. I said an audit of those forms began in January, confirmed numerous hiring irregularities. This that person there, Maria, that's her mom, and I believe it's not clear if she's here illegally or not. Maria, around 10 a.m. Wednesday, Maria Soria waited for news about her mother, Socorro Lechuga, a CVE employee for about 6 years. Around 10 a.m. Wednesday, Soror got a voicemail from her mother saying that ICE agents had arrived at the company and that she didn't know what's going to happen. The message said. The message made Soria cry. I was worried at first because you hear ICE and everything goes downhill, Soria said. She left work in Las Colinas to make the 30-minute drive to Allen. Soria said her mother already had a petition for legalization in place before the raid. Lechuga is originally from Guerrero, Mexico. She called her mother's lawyer, who told her not to worry. They can't do anything to her pretty much because she has a petition in place. So that gave me peace of mind, etc. All right, so that is the story there, man. That is the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.